Well, hello and welcome to a beautiful spring day here in Manitoba. I figured for this video I'd give you guys a bit of a calving update. It's been moving along steadily. I think we're up to between 30 and 35 calves here now, so we're just about to the halfway point. Not quite, but we're getting close. So yeah, I'll show you some of the newest calves here, and I thought maybe we'd go out and have a look at the pairs there too, show you how the calves are doing. Everything's been doing really well. And then another thing I thought I'd do in today's video is I thought maybe I'd go over kind of what's in my. We've got a bunch of calves that need processing here. We had 3 new calves yesterday and 1 this morning, and so we need to tag them and you know, process them. So I thought maybe I'd show you guys that, and also maybe go through my calving toolboxes, kind of show you what we do to each calf after they're born. And I'll see if I can get Nita to come film for me, and we'll get some video of processing the calves, and yeah, kind of show you how we do that, and different parts of that. So yeah, hope you enjoy today's video. I'm just had a new calf here about probably an hour ago, so I'm just out at the shelter here now. Came back out to check it, so I'll give you a look at that and the 3 calves that we had yesterday. So these 2 little guys, these are both F1 calves. This first one with the white face, that's a heifer, and then there's a little bull calf behind. They're just laying in the sun here, soaking up the heat and waiting for their moms to come back and feed them. So we got those 2, and then in this corner calving pen we got this little guy, only he's not so little. He's a big black bull calf, and he's out of our Simmental. How's it going, buddy? Should I let your mom back so you can eat again? So yeah, that's the 3 that were born. The 3 that were born yesterday. Those first 2 I showed you, and then this black calf. And then just about an hour ago, one of our purebred heifers calved, and she had a little heifer calf, and I'm not sure if it sucked yet or not. How's it going, little calf? Tucked up beside mom. So yeah, that's a look at the 4 newest calves that we've got here that need to be tagged and processed and everything. So, but yeah, for now I'm gonna go back inside and get some tags written up for these 4 newest calves, and mix up some vaccines for them, and then yeah, like I said, I'll give you a bit of a rundown of what I keep in my calving toolboxes and stuff like that, and then I'll get Nita to come out and run the camera maybe for me while I process these calves, so you can get a look at how we do that. Okay, so I'm back out here in my maternity pen, and I got some tags written up and some vaccines mixed and stuff like that for those, to process those 4 new calves. And I've got my calving toolbox here, so I thought I'd just go through it a little bit and show you what we do with each calf, and explain a little bit what's what. And so I got this handy dandy toolbox this spring. I like it. Nice big handle, and then I don't know if you can see the way I have the camera set up, but it's got like 4 different compartments in it to keep stuff organized. And it's actually built with a slot down the middle that you can actually see, if I can get it in camera here, you can actually set it on a panel, and it'll just sit there. So it's really handy. It's got a few holes here you can stick stuff in, to kind of stays there and whatever. So yeah, it's a real handy new thing that I've gotten this year. Over the years I've always kind of been looking for something like this and just never found the perfect one, but this one seems so far it seems to work real good. So yeah, I thought I'd just go over kind of from when a calf is born through to when we're done processing it, what we do to them and at what point. And so the first 2 things that we do to every calf as soon as they're born is they get wonder dust. Hopefully you can see this stuff on the camera. We use this to coat the umbilical cord on every calf just after it's born, and then also just after they're born, I give them this optimizer gel. They get 10 cc's of this stuff. And these two things I actually usually don't keep in this toolbox because I keep this stuff in the shelter. I have a little compartment on the side wall there where I keep it in, so that as soon as a calf is born, the sooner the better that they get this stuff. And usually I'll try and wait till mom is like finished licking them off, and when they first got to their feet, and then I'll do this stuff. I'll coat the cord with this stuff and give them a dose of this stuff. And this is just a gel that you put in, an oral gel that you squirt in their mouth. And so yeah, to explain a little bit what these are, this is just like it's like a real fine powder, and it's basically it's actually made for horses. It's called Wonder Dust wound powder for horses. But basically what it is, it's like a blood stopper kind of. And the reason you want to do that and coat the calf's cord with that is it helps the cord to shrivel up and dry up and close. Because when they're born, that cord is open, and if it stays like that, and say the calf lays in a little bit of poop or whatever, mud, whatever, you can get bacteria that can actually travel up the cord and cause a naval infection, which if it gets bad enough can actually travel to the calf's joints and stuff as well, and it can be a real bad deal. So that's what we use this for. And like I said, every calf gets that. And then the optimizer gel is something that we've just started using 3 years ago, I think, or something, and I really like it. It's basically what this is. It's for multiple things, but the number one thing that we use it for is for scour protection, and it protects against, I think it's like 6 or 8 different strains of scours. And so we give it for that. And then it also has a bunch of vitamins in it. Like I think there's 5 or 6 different vitamins that are in each dose. And then also it has probiotics in it, which basically help the calf's stomach to start operating properly and working like it should. And so I've been really happy with this stuff. I can't find it up here in Canada anywhere. It doesn't seem to be available up here, but I order mine from the guy that makes it or whatever. It's Four Winds Angus, I think is the name. I think the guy's based out of Minnesota. So I'm going to try and put links to a lot of this stuff in the description of this video. I'm still kind of learning how to do that stuff, but I think I figured it out. So I'm going to try and do that. Nita actually filmed me giving these 2 things to a calf yesterday, so I'm actually gonna put a clip of that in right now here before I move on to the rest of the stuff. So these are the first 2 things we give every calf as soon as they're born. This is the Wonder Dust that we put on the cord, and then this is the optimizer gel. So each calf gets 10 cc's of this, and it's just got a little dial here. You thread it back, and I don't know if you can see it on there or not, but it's got the numbers in there. So you just thread it back until it's at the next even 10 number, and then this stuff just goes. It's just an oral gel. You just put it on the squirt it in the mouth, kind of on the back of the tongue, and then the way I use this stuff, I just thread the lid off, and then I feed the cord down into the mouth of the bottle, and then I press it up against the calf's stomach, and then I just squish the bottle a few times and shake it real good to make sure the cord gets coated. And this stuff's kind of like a fine dust, so it sticks real good to the fresh cord after the calf's born. So we've got a calf here that's, I don't know, maybe an hour old, and I'll show you how we give these 2 things. So as you can see, the cord was nice and red, and now it's kind of got that that gray powder stuck onto it, and that helps dry the cord up and keeps bacteria from getting up the cord and causing like navel infection. And then I'll do the optimizer gel next. The stuff I just put in the mouth, in there, squirt it in on the back of the tongue, and
then the cow blows you over.
And, you just swallow it, and that's that. So every calf gets that pretty much as soon as it's born. I usually try to wait till mom's licked them off or whatever. But within the first hour or two, I want to make sure they have this on the cord, and then a shot of this. Okay, and now that you saw how we administer these two and what they're for, I'll go on to the rest of the stuff here. So basically, the rest of what we keep in here is, I'll start with the vaccine. So this is, every calf gets one of these. So this stuff is, the rest of this stuff mostly is stuff that I keep in the house in my toolbox. And then, when we go out to tag, I put all this stuff in here and carry this out to each calf and use it to keep all my stuff in. But so I'll start with this, and this is something we give each calf as well. And this is a dose of Enforce 3 is what it's called. I have an old package here to show you. That's what it looks like. Hopefully all this stuff shows up on the camera. But Enforce 3 is what it's called. And you suck it into a syringe, and then you put on what's called a cannula. It's just a little piece of plastic that you stick up the calf's nose. And I'm also gonna get Nita to film tagging these 4 calves and show you how some of this stuff actually works. But yeah, basically it's a little piece of plastic you just put on the end of the syringe, and then you stick it up the calf's nose and squirt this liquid. It's about 2 cc's of liquid that you squirt up the calf's nose. So that each calf gets as well, and that basically what that does is it's for respiratory diseases. That covers 3 different types of respiratory diseases, like lung issues and breathing problems like that they can get, and that's what this does. The Enforce 3, it protects against that. So then each calf gets a dose of that whenever I tag, and then I'll get into the tagging. And I got my tagger here and my bander. And the tagger, I'll show you my tags here. So what we do with the tags, as you see, there's 2 green tags here and 2 yellow, and the reason for that is we tag all our male calves with green tags, and the female calves get yellow tags. That way in the summer when we're out checking cows or whatever, we can easily differentiate between the two if we're looking, to see what we want to keep for replacement heifers or whatever. It's easier. I just like having the color code that way for them. And there's also a lot of different ways to do tags. Like a lot of people will start with 1, at the first calf that's born, it'll be tag number 1, and they'll go on up through like that. I've tried that. I don't really like it. I've just switched back to the calf gets the same tag number as the mom when it's born. To me, it's the simplest. I can match everything up easy. If I'm trying to pair stuff up, it's easy to just, match them up. Same tag. Calf has the same tag as the mom. And that's how we do it with our tags. And then, I got my castrator here. And basically that's just bander is what we use. I've got a little old syringe container. That's what I use to keep my Cheerio bands in, and that's for castrating calves. You can see them, just little rings, and they go onto the bander like this, and then you just slip them over the calf's scrotum, and that's what castrates them. And I've got a few other things in here. I've got my scale in here. And I don't weigh nearly every calf, just if I'm curious about the weight on a calf or on my purebreds. So we're actually, that little purebred heifer calf that was born this morning, we're going to weigh that one just because I plan to register those calves, and so then I want to know the birth weights for the registration information. And so I'll show you how that works as well. And I've just got a handy dandy little digital scale here. It works real well. And I think that's pretty much it for you know, for what each calf gets right when it's born. One other thing I was going to mention is different of this stuff. We learned that my wife and I, and actually my younger brother, traveled to Kansas, Garnett, Kansas, about a year and a half ago, and took a cattle course there. Called the school is called Graham's School of Livestock, and I would highly recommend that to anybody who's interested in learning more. It's about a 5-day course on a bunch of different stuff, cattle, you know, beef related. I mentioned earlier in one of my first videos that my wife and I AI'd our own heifers this year, and that's one thing we learned there. So they've got kind of 4 different topics they teach you. It's, like I said, a 5-day course. They teach you preg checking, AI breeding, or artificial insemination, and herd health and calving. So it was really educational. It was way more than I could learn in a week, but thankfully I took a lot of notes, and so I have a lot of stuff written down. Yeah, like I said, I'd highly recommend it to anyone who's interested in that kind of thing. It's not real cheap, but it's one of those things that, you know, you don't have to save very many calves, or, you know, if you make an improvement here or there from something you learned, that, you know, your cattle perform better and just, you know, are healthier. It doesn't take very much of that till you've saved yourself a lot of money, or, you know, paid for that schooling. So I thought that was one thing I would mention, is that school. So different of this stuff, like the Wonder Dust, that's something they taught us there to use. And yeah, like I said, the AI, we've been putting that to use on our farm here. We're going to be doing our heifers again this spring, so hopefully I can show you guys a video of that this year. And but yeah, that was Graham's School of Livestock is the name of that, and it was a really good school. So yeah, again, I hope I didn't drag on too long and bore you too much with all of this stuff, but I really enjoy trying to do the best I can with our cattle, and so a lot of this stuff I've spent a fair bit of time researching and looking into, and it seems to be working for us, a lot of it. So I just thought I would share that with you guys in case anyone out there has cattle. Maybe they can pick up one thing or whatever. Maybe it's just, you know, it's just something you're interested in seeing. So yeah, hopefully that wasn't too long-winded, but I think I'll wrap this part up with that, and we'll go tag some calves. Okay, so Nita's got the calving tray here, and this is the 6J cow that calved last night, so we'll turn her out. This is a little bull calf I showed you this morning. Come on, Mom. Out you go. Come on. Okay, so we got this 6J calf here. And Mom's not happy about being kicked out of here, but so we'll put the tag on. So we got the 6J calf. Just gets threaded onto there like that. And latch it. So that's ready to go. And I got my bander ready to go. And then I'll dig out one dose of this Enforce 3 stuff. Easy, buddy. So yeah, the Enforce stuff, you just take that white cannula, put it in the nose, give it a squirt, and it's all there's to that. Okay, so I'll band them next. So then what you do with that is you just spread the jaws on it, pull the scrotum through, and then you got to make sure both testicles are in the scrotum before you pull the band off, and they both are. So then you just slip the band off, and it just over time slowly pinches the scrotum off. So we got that done. Now the last thing we got to do is just tag him. So I don't know if you can see in the ear here, you pull it in close, there's a couple of bigger ribs in the ear, and you want to go between those ribs where it's thin, because if you go on the ribs, it's a lot thicker and harder to punch the tag through, and it can bleed a lot more. So you want to go just right between those ribs, right about there. Just a real quick punch. one done, and we'll jump into this next pen and do this little purebred heifer calf, and that one we're gonna get a weight on. So we'll do that one next. All right, so we'll get her tag ready. And we'll get a dose of Enforce 3 for it. And with the heifer calves, because I don't need to ring them, I don't even always lay them down. Just hold their head kind of straight. Give them the Enforce. Tag ready. All right, done deal for that part. We'll just set the scale up here and get a weight on this heifer calf yet, and then we'll be done with her. So I'll hang the scale on the chain here, and set the right height, and then I'll hang this on here and get our scale zeroed out. Power on. So if you start it up with the stuff on there, it automatically zeros. Then you pick it up and it shows the minus. So this stuff weighs 2.5 pounds. So then you just take the hold off of that, so that when you put it back in, you don't get the weight of this. You just get the weight of the calf. And then we'll go around the calf with this. This on here. And this goes on here. Then I can just pick the calf right up. And we've got a weight of, hold still, little girl, 67 pounds. We'll call it 67. So that's a nice size calf to have over. Her mom is very unhappy. And yeah, that's that. Tagged and vaccinated and weighed 67 pounds. Put that in my phone before I forget it. Okay, then we've got these two left. We'll do this number 32 heifer calf next. Okay, got that ready. Another dose of Enforce. All done. Okay, now she just needs her tag. Keep your head up here, little girl. We'll be done in a second. Okay. And she's good. All right. Just one more. And that must be 39. His tag ready. Put a band on the bander here. And our last dose of Enforce for him. For these four. This Enforce. Done deal. Bander. Hold still, buddy. So it'll only take a second. Okay, that part done. Now just his tag, and he can go outside and find Mom. that's that. That's how we process calves. That's all 4 done. Yeah, we will, these 2 are from earlier in the day yesterday. So we'll actually kick them. We've been holding them up in the shelter here just while they were young. But we'll actually turn them out now. They can go out and be with their moms out there. We have a nice straw pack out there for them to sleep on. So this is 32. This is her baby. So it can go out and be with her. There you go. Take your calf to the straw, not to the mud. So then we'll grab that other older calf. You can go out too. Hello, feller. You wanna go find your mom? Take them up to the straw pack. So yeah, I think that's it for the processing part of the video, and I think maybe we'll go out yet and have a look at the pairs and see how they're all doing. Right. We'll have a look at the pairs. And this area is really dried up nice, so the calves lay around in here a lot. Here's Emma and her baby, who's growing nicely and doing well. Need a scratch, Emma? Oh yeah, that's nice, right? But yeah, they're just scattered everywhere. They're settled in here quite well.
All right, baby.
I'll show you this was the 2nd calf born, I think.
22F has the cutest face ever.
I know, yeah. He's a porky old dude too.
Yeah. He's so cute.
Hey you, here's the oldest calf. First little purebred Angus calf that was born when I was putting that gate in the side of the shelter there. My first video, I think it was. How's it going, little guys?
Is he licking the rock?
You want to talk to the camera? No? Definitely
I'm
not.
out of here.
Yeah. So yeah. I know the other day I was bragging up these mineral feeders, how good they work for mineral feeders, but they also double as really good chairs for watching calves. But yeah, I think that that's a look at the calves. Everything, like I said, everything seems to be doing well. I haven't had to treat anything, and everything's growing, and yeah, happy and healthy. So yeah, I think that'll be it for this video. I'll wrap this one up here. I hope you enjoyed seeing us process calves, and kind of showing you what we do and give to them to try and keep everything healthy. And yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.